The Icons of Real Estate Podcast. Are you ready to learn the proven money-making secrets from top-producing icon agents? Ready to skyrocket your business? This podcast is for you. Tune in every week with your host, Tomasz Fonseca, and find out how to implement proven strategies to 10 times your business. From $3 million to $30 million in just 12 months. Brought to you by the Masters in Real Estate Marketing, Arter SEO.
Hello and welcome back to the Icons of Real Estate podcast. I'm your host, Timothy Kaitano, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a good show for you. Ladies and gentlemen, I have said this before, ladies are taking over in the real estate industry. And I think if you guys go on our channel, you should find a whole lot of ladies because, man, they used to say it's a man's world, but I'm starting to think it's a woman's world. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a luminary in the real estate industry, a woman that is taking over the real estate industry by storm. And if you know her, that's because she probably gave you the best service ever. Who am I talking about? Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Amy Stockberger. Amy, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tim. I'm honored.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I said in the intro, I feel like women do wonders in the industry. And I'm trying to figure out why. Why? Because in my mind, you guys have a lot more to deal with on a daily basis. Some realtors are moms out there. They have to juggle that. And they also have to, their wives as well. And they're still being successful. In my opinion, maybe more than some men. What do you think is the reason behind it? Where does the drive, where do women get that extra drive to be top producers?
Well, I think there's a really good song about women ruling the world out there. No, I'm just teasing. Yeah. I think it all comes down to the burn in the belly, and it depends on where everybody's at in their season of this human experience. I know that the burn in my belly, when I got into the business and I became a solo agent, my burn was really big. I had a brand new baby at home. And my husband was basically the full provider at that point because I just said, I'm jumping into this career and I had no other option but to hustle and grind and make it work. And one thing that, what I live by is I hate losing more than I love winning. And I really love to win. So there was no other option.
What inspired you to get into real estate? Why real estate out of all the things you could have gone for? What motivated and inspired you to get into the real estate?
Well, I actually got into it straight out of secondary school, and my dad owned a Coldwell Banker at the time. And he said he would pay me a whopping $24,000 a year if I came over. Came over and worked on the admin side of it, and basically said, put me in a dark office in the back of the building and said, sink or swim, girl, and figure it out. And I was lucky enough to fall in love with the industry right away and learned it from the back end up, which is a really interesting and good way to do it. And ended up, I've worn pretty much all the hats within the cycle of this industry, where I started as support staff, admin. I became a buyer's agent for a short time. And then I was a single agent for a short time, and then just started growing my team almost immediately. So I was a team leader. And then now we are broker owners of what we call a teamerage. We run a teamerage here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. Now, I'm curious, what inspired you to create the lifetime home support model?
Well, so I was in the business, like I said, this is in my second decade doing this. And back at about 2014, we were a smaller team, but we were a high producing team at that time. And we're putting down some beautiful numbers. We're serving our clients at a really high level, had our systems in place. And at that particular time too, I was running billboard campaigns to the tune of about 25 to 35,000 a year. And those billboard campaigns were set up for one reason. It was set up to remind the people who knew and trusted me to refer me or to use me again, because we knew that it costs 5 times plus more to acquire a new client than it did to keep an existing client. And there was really no other copy and paste, no other system out there to help maintain that lifetime value of a client, to keep a client for life. It wasn't anything that was being taught. And so that billboard campaign that we were running, I was thinking, oh, I'm so smart. This is why I'm doing it. It's for the it's just to try to remind my sphere, because in real estate, an agent's biggest lead source will always be their sphere, no matter what, forever and always. It's their biggest lead source over and over. And, NAR's reports this that just came out in 24. It's always about the same, but they state that buyers and sellers, about 90% of buyers and sellers say they would use their agent again. And then only like 13 to 15% end up doing that. And that is so disgusting. That is a major hole in our industry. And we started seeing that in 2014. So we had these massive billboard campaigns that were serving our brand awareness. And I thought I was trying to build lifetime value. But we would have clients who, even though they said how much they loved us, they would come and tell us like, oh, so-and-so moved to town and they bought a house down the road from me. And it would just blow my mind. I'm like, well, what do you mean? Why didn't you see my billboards? Why did they not buy from me? And so I decided I had to go in and take some extreme ownership and figure out what was the hole in my business and how could I serve my clients before, during, and after at a high level that I was able to stay their lifetime home support partner. And by the natural law of reciprocity, they would become my lifetime referral partner. So we went in deep on it and put together a very systemized approach on how to take care of our clients before, during, and after with every system and strategy they need during all their buying and selling journey, because there's so many different stages of the home buying and selling journey. And again, our clients are these humans having human experiences. And so why were we not catering to all those experiences throughout that journey to keep clients for life? And so that's where we just went hard in the paint and created a system to make sure that we were what I call building a business model of serve, then sell.
Oh, I like that. I like that. Serve, sell. What does that model mean in practical terms, and how has it contributed to your success?
So what we did back in 2014, I went out and purchased a moving truck. Bought a moving truck that my clients could use for life. All they had to do is buy, rent, or invest with us one time, and they could use that truck for life, the first time and every time after. I have clients who bought houses from me 20 years ago who still come back and use my trucks to go get a couch they bought, or to run things out to the landfill, or to do things to Goodwill. So we put a moving truck in that served our clients for life. And then I monetized that truck. So I sold ad space on it. So I was able to monetize the truck right away. And then we give it out for nonprofits. So we give it out for brand awareness for nonprofits and to give back. And then it's a billboard on wheels. You get 600 impressions per mile on it. So that was our first pillar. And we call that our VIP club. And then we added in our party shed. So again, think of these humans who are trusting us with such a huge part of their life. They're also, again, having all these different events in their life. So I created a party shed. So think of bouncy houses, commercial grade food warmers, cotton candy, snow cone, popcorn machines, anything you can think of for a party, they can come get for free for life simply by buying, selling, investing with us one time. And then we branded all of these products, all these pieces of equipment. So think about it. When my clients are having parties, they're not having them with themselves. They're having them with their friends and family, with their sphere. And we know, again, if we don't, and I think, again, that's where our industry, there hasn't been really a system that exists to leverage your sphere, because your sphere, again, is your biggest lead source. And not only leverage your sphere, but leverage your sphere's sphere and their sphere, because 5% of our sphere is going to transact in the next 12 months. That means their sphere is going to do that, and their sphere, and so on. So if you're doing and you're serving at a high level, you're going to naturally, by the law of reciprocity, stay top of mind for these clients, where they're going to be sending you in referrals after referrals. And so what this has done for us is we have a business that's based on 80% plus of repeat and referral business. That's beautiful, because on top of having those repeat and referral business coming to you, working with a warm lead is a heck of a lot more fun than working with a cold lead. They're coming to you knowing the value you bring. They're coming to you excited, knowing the services, and it makes the process fun. And we as real estate agents, we have tough jobs. So we should have fun. We should have fun. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're sharing this out there and you want the best service, if you want lifetime home support, and if you want a relationship that goes beyond the sale, then look, Amy is your agent. Now, I want to take this opportunity to give a special shout out to the sponsors of today's episode, and that's the Icons of Real Estate Podcast Network. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, we are in the business of creating real estate podcasts that, change your business and reach a wider audience. Now, my question to you is, if you were to start your own real estate podcast, what would you call it? All right, let's ask Amy. Amy, if you were to start a real estate podcast, what would you call it?
Well, we have one, and it's called Lifetime Home Support Podcast.
Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that here. Lifetime
Mhm.
Home Support Podcast. Go check it out it's available on YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube, and it'll be on Apple next week, I believe. Yeah, and Spotify.
All right. So you heard that. Now
Mhm.
it's up to you. If you want to get started with your own real estate podcast like Amy, come on, reach out and we'll help you get started. Now, back to this fun conversation. Amy, you have been in the industry for a while now. And what changes have you seen in the real estate industry from the time that you started? And it's a two-part question. What changes have you seen and where do you see the state of real estate in the next 5 years?
Well, there's been a tons of changes in the last 2 years. The portals have been a giant change, of course. Back when I first got into the business, my biggest lead source was open houses because the websites, the portals were not that. But, obviously with what's happening now with all of the NAR changes, that it's imperative. It should have been imperative all the time for agents to have massive value in their business model, but it's imperative now that they're adding massive value. The agent who thinks that their unique value proposition is being an expert at connecting buyers and sellers is just not going to survive in this market. That's the literal job description of a realtor. That's what they're expected to do. And if their unique value proposition, their value add is just being an expert at connecting buyers and sellers, they're just not going to be able to survive. It would be just like an attorney saying, I passed the bar, use me. Well, yeah, it's implied. Like you should be good at that. That's part of your job. But what else are you adding into the value for your clients? And how are you taking care of them for life throughout all the seasons to help and make their client experience better? And that's really my goal in my lifetime home support model. There's a lot of different pillars to it. We have a tool shed as well. We have an online discount center that they save $5,300 a year. We have a list of affiliate partners that I monetize that program, but that take care of my clients for life. And think of like contractors, HVAC, electricians. They're there to take care of my clients. They give them preferential treatment, preferential pricing sometimes, and legendary care. And then I monetize that where they pay me $3,500 a year, and we have close to 100 vendors on that program. And then we added in high levels of lead generation in that too, because again, if you're not leveraging everybody who's in your sphere to understand like how you are so different, while you should be the expert at connecting buyers and sellers, but how you do it so very differently with the lifetime home support model and taking care of them before, during, and after, it's just not going to resonate. And keep in mind too, like our millennials and our millennials are one of our biggest generations, or is the biggest generation we've ever had walk this planet. And those millennials, their real estate preferences are shaped on convenience and amenities. And we know that they're going to carry our industry for decades just because of their mere size, right? And so having a real estate model of serve, 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 sell is going to allow those not only for you to take care of those millennials so well that they're going to stay with you for life, but they're going to continue to bring in more and more of their tribe. It's simply just like the book Seth Godin says in Tribes, is that if you create a business on service and excellence, you will attract a really big tribe who will stay with you for life, and they'll continue to bring in more and more and more of their people. And they're just really, in my mind, isn't any other way to scale your business besides providing immense value, because that client experience is so important. It's so important. And they're trusting us with such a big deal in their life. Likely 77% of Americans, their net worth is based upon their primary residence. That's a big deal. And to be able to be a part of that in good times and in sad times, we're taking care of clients and we're in situations of divorce or job loss or death. We have a really big responsibility in their life, and having the value to take care of every single stage is really where the elite are going to shine, especially with what's coming up with all of our commission compression issues and everything that we're experiencing in our industry right now.
Wow. Man, I think what you and your team is doing is amazing. Now, my question is, how do you measure the success of your lifetime home support model? And what metrics do you use to track it?
Yeah, well, we're very systemized. And like I said, a lifetime home support is over 80% of our business from
Mm.
repeat and referrals. So we source and track very heavily. I feel very passionately that you have to have systems to scale. One does not work without the other. And so we lead gen and leverage our biggest lead source all the time and make sure we're taking care of them. And we monitor those efforts to see what can we do to add more and more value. And the result has been, again, since I created this and came up with the idea in 14, we really started to give it wings in 15. By 2017, we became the highest producing team in our market. And it was by about double at that point. We remained the highest producing team in our market. This year, 23 was a weird year for everybody, right? But we're ranked on the top 50 some in the United States for teams of my size. But my average agent was selling around 30 units. And not only are we giving them the opportunity for that as we give them things to say, like to help serve their clients. And my ultimate goal and the vision for my company is to build big, juicy legacies for everybody within my ecosystem. So from our clients to our team to our community, and we're giving them an opportunity to go back and talk to their clients and serve. So my goal is to turn our industry into a tribe of servapreneurs, not just entrepreneurs, so that client experience becomes elevated so much and they're having so much ease with this and being taken care of that it just naturally by a byproduct is going to allow agents to build legacy businesses. And that's why I created my whole playbooks. I have a Lifetime Home Support Academy. I have playbooks on there that agents can go out and use step-by-step guides in my digital courses to leverage this. I also have territorial licensing. I have software set up for it so that it makes it easy and they become their lifetime home support partner. It's just, I feel so passionately in helping agents do it the right way.
Yeah.
Not spend the money, because that's what we're kind of told, or not kind of, that is what we're told as agents. We're coached up to go buy the cold leads, to start departments of cold leads, an ISA department, to focus on the cold leads conversions, scripting, whereas we should really be focusing on our biggest lead source, our sphere, and doubling down, tripling down on that lead source, because the ROI is huge, huge. And
Wow.
statistically, they say if you can increase your lifetime home support or your lifetime value of your client by 5%, just 5%, you can increase it by 5%, you can increase your profits between about 95% is what the
Wow.
high number is at. The low number is 25%. A profit increase of 25% is a game changer for an agent.
Man.
And
Man.
95% is even better.
It
And
is. Wow. Man, I really like what you guys are doing. And I love the word that you gave us, serverpreneurs. Wow. If every realtor gets into the industry with that mindset, I think we will definitely have a change in the market. We definitely have more people just building lifetime relationships. It's not
right.
about the sale. It's not about just getting the deal done and then you move on to the next. It's about creating and building that relationship. I love what you guys are doing. Now, just before we leave, I do want to know, like, do you have any advice to women out there that want to build successful real estate careers? How can they go about doing it?
Right. I think the first thing they need to do is go out and make sure that their database, I call it my data bank, like what you put in is what you get out. Make sure your data bank is solid. Make sure everybody you know within your sphere is within that data bank, within that nurture sequence, and be very intentional about that, because again, that's your biggest lead source.
Mm.
And then you need to really sit back and look at what is your point of difference? What are you adding different than everybody else? Because think about it, like after the client closes, what are most agents offering their clients?
Mm.
They're offering them an equity review. They're offering them like, hey, here's some recipes. Hey, here's a random client event. If you're
Mm.
not adding immense value, I mean, that's what every other agent around the world is doing. Their competitors are doing that. What
Yeah.
is their point of difference for taking care of their clients? Like our
Mm.
clients with all of our programs, they save $20,000 in the first year if they were to use all the products that we offer out there, not including the discounts we offer in our home support team. So what is the value add when you're going up another, a buyer's agent commission, and you're saying to an agent or to a client, you need to pay me 3%. What are they getting for that besides you being an expert at buying and selling or connecting
Mm.
buyers and sellers? Because you should be, that's your job. Again, it'd be like a baker not knowing how to bake. Like
Yeah.
you have to know how to do that. So I would say that your first thing is to make sure your database is just completely in line. And if your guest or in your tribe out there wants a data bank developer, if they go out and just follow Amy Stockberger at Amy Stockberger on Instagram, I'll send me and DM me the word database. I'll send them over my proven data bank developer to help them set that foundation. So just go out and follow me on Instagram, DM me database, and that's Instagram at Amy Stockberger. DM me database, and I'll send you over a proven system to help build that foundation.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. You heard that, right? If I were you, all right, I would definitely be going on Instagram right now, DM Amy, and listen, she got you covered. This is a step in the right direction. This is what you guys need right now. Now, Amy, what other platforms can people find you on? What website can they visit to get in touch with you and the team?
Yeah, so you can check out lifetimehomesupport.com. That has all the information on our proven playbooks and territorial licensing. They can look at. They can always just reach out to me, like I said, at Amy Stockberger Real Estate on all the platforms is out there, at Lifetime Home Support. All the platforms is out there. So we're everywhere.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. Now, I know this episode has definitely added value in your life because, look, I enjoyed it. And look, when I want to buy a home, I want that lifetime home support. I don't know about you, but I think you'd want that too. So you know what you need to do. Follow Amy on Instagram. Her details are going to be in the description so you guys can reach out and have the best service of your life. Ladies and gentlemen, help me thank the wonderful, the amazing Amy Stockberger for gracing us with such an amazing episode, such an informative episode that I believe will help not just homeowners, people that are trying to buy homes or sell homes, find the right agent, but also agents out there to also sharpen their tools in providing, in not just doing their job, but going above and beyond in taking care of the clients. Thank you so much, Amy.
Yeah, Tim, thank you. I'm honored. I enjoyed our time.
Oh, this was amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know this episode has definitely added value in your life. Hit the like button if you're watching this on YouTube. Share this with a friend. Share this with your social circle because trust me, they will love you forever. It has been your host, Timothy Kaitano, with the amazing Amy Stockberger. Till we meet again next time, ladies and gentlemen, take care and peace.